This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hey, Choose to Rise friends, this is Kim here. I have a super fun, super relaxing opportunity for you. Have you just been super stressed out lately, like with all the changes that have been happening in the world and the new routines and all of the stuff that we've been dealing with? Well, I want to give you an opportunity to do a 10-minute a day, 21-day meditation challenge with me. If you are already part of our crew, I can share with you in there about how to get access. If you're not yet a part of our crew, I want to be able to share that with you. So it's in an app on your phone. It's 10 minutes a day. It's going to help you relax and de-stress and just walk away a better human being so you can better serve your family and friends. And that's what we're all about here on Rise and Choose to Rise, is being able to rise up of our current situation and live our best life. And this is going to help you do that. So reach out to me, shoot me an email at choosetoriseUp@gmail.com, or find the link in the show notes. Let's get you rocking and rolling with a 10-minute a day meditation challenge that's going to help you be calmer, more confident, and show up in the world as the best version of yourself. When you're ready, click the link and let's get going. We are the sum of our habits. Hello, welcome to Choose to Rise. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. This month, we are going to be focusing on creating healthy habits, and I hope that you are able to plug into this whole series here in October. We are combining a lot of resources, and my virtual studio, where I help women of all backgrounds and seasons of life, focus on creating healthy habits. And so we are working on encouraging each other in the process of starting new habits, or really honing in on former habits that we've previously committed to. And we just want to make sure that we are really setting the tone for creating amazing habits in our life, because we are the sum of our habits. And so if you want to change your life, you have to change your thoughts. If you want to change your thoughts, you have to change what you do and how you respond and react to things. And so in the group, we work on our fitness, our nutrition, and our reading. And, some of the women are going to be focusing on getting more sleep at night, maybe eating less chocolate, even less swearing was some of the goals that were listed in the group. And a lot of them are just picking up new things. Like they've already, got something down, and they're going to start working on some habit stacking, adding in a few new things. Some of these ladies have been with us in the studio for a while and are just continuing to work on new versions of themselves, always tweaking a little bit just to get a little bit better. And your habits are learned, therefore they can be unlearned as well. And so we wanted to help you create some new habits. We want to help you swap out some old habits this month and help you just live out your absolute best life. And so how do you form a new habit? This first piece in the series of podcasts here, we're going to be talking about all kinds of things this month, all around building habits. So I hope you stick around, like I said, for the entire series. We're going to talk about how to create habits today and kind of give you some steps in to do so. Next week, we're going to talk about uninstalling bad habits. And the week after that, installing good habits again. We're going to talk about compounding our efforts, and then really introducing you to one of the concepts I've learned through the compound effect with Darren Hardy, and the concept called Big Mo, really hitting that momentum and creating that momentum in your life. So today I want to share with you about habits and what they are and what they're not, and also how to form a new habit in a few simple steps. All right. So we're kind of kicking off this series with this habit challenge. And if you are interested in joining us in the virtual studio for daily tips and strategies on creating habits and showing up and being held accountable for the habits that you've chosen to track, we would love to have you. So just shoot me a message at choosetoriseUp@gmail.com. Super excited to hear from you and tell you more about how you can be a part of our virtual studio. But today, let's just get rock and rolling here, right? So how do you form a new habit? Well, there's a lot of ways of doing so. A lot of people have tried setting goals and they're not achieving them, or they're trying to trick their way into hitting small goals, but by breaking things down into small increments. And there's a lot of ways you can try to do it, but I want to help you with some of these tried and true ways of getting of building habits that turn into just rituals in life, that turn into just the way you do things. Because a lot of us will try something for 21 days or we'll try something for maybe 60 days, but like they say that it takes to build a habit, but it's really about creating some focus around one thing. And so my first step for you is to focus on one new habit, maybe two, but really be thinking about the more things you try to start doing at once is going to be the more your attention or your capacity to focus on something is going to get spread out. So I don't want you to suffer from what's called ego depletion. And that's when a person's diminished capacity to regulate their thoughts and feelings and actions. So what we really want to do is help you stay focused on one thing, two things, right? That you can really maybe tie together and make a habit in your life. So this ego depletion, it impacts our ability to form new habits because our supply of willpower is spread out among so many areas of our life. And when you think about all the things that demand your attention and all the things that require you to focus on them throughout the week, and even throughout the day, having one more thing to add to your plate just doesn't always seem very doable or very appealing to try to do. So let's just make things super simple here. The first question I have for you is to think about what is one new habit that I want to form. And in our studio, we've got lots of resources, a couple different worksheets, activities that we've designed to help you walk through this. And so really thinking about what is your ideal life? What does the perfect day look like? What does the perfect week look like? What does the perfect opportunity, like life, look like for you? And then where do you really writing down what is the ideal situation that you want to have? And then going from there, then we'll kind of flip-flop to the other side of the paper and really write down what is your current reality of what's going on right now. And then in the middle, we write down action plans. We're doing this on a Zoom call in our studio. I work with individual clients on this a lot, on how to go from current situation to the ideal situation, to what you're really working on. And creating these kinds of habits, these small actionable steps will help you get there. So thinking about what's one new habit that you want to form, identify what that ideal life would look like, what the ideal situation would be, and then really kind of dive into a little bit on what does it look like? What does it feel like? Who is going to be around you? What's super important about this habit? Why is it important to you? What will it mean for you in life if you had this ideal habit just chugging along and working for you in your life? And then also think about where are you currently at? So when you are thinking about, ideally, I would like to, get up and work out every single day. So what's your current situation? If I think back 5 years ago, I was sleeping in. I was super tired. I was cranky all the time. I was hitting snooze constantly. And so I had to make a change. If my ideal situation is working out every day and having lots of energy, I had to make a shift in what I was doing. So if you get into our habits tracker, or if you get into our virtual studio, there's a habit tracker sheet in there as well as this worksheet that I'm kind of talking about right now that will help you form those habits. So, and we can work through them together as well, if that's something that you would like to work on. But when we think about how important the thing here is to identify a habit that you can do all the time, something that will fit into your life and can be completed on a daily basis. And even more so if you want that to really make it stick. Because of ego depletion, it's important to work on only just one habit, maybe two at the absolute most, so that your willpower can be channeled into completing that habit every single day and increasing your odds of success. Step 2 and step 3 kind of go together a little bit. In forming a new habit, you need to commit to the habit, right? So like I said, some people think that a habit is built in 21 days. Some people think it takes 60 days. My best advice is to give it at least 30 days. Give it at least a month of committing to a very specific habit so that you can give yourself a duration of time that is going to be sustainable. You're going to keep your willpower and your focus on it for that month of time. It's a concrete amount of time where it's like you start a month and you end a month. The life continues to move through there. And during this time, your entire life could be structured around carving out time every single day to do this one thing. All right. So, some of the ladies in our group are part of our meditation challenge, and there's a meditation program that's a part of our fitness streaming service as well. And we're just carving out 10 minutes of our morning or 10 minutes of our evening before we go to bed to do this meditation challenge. Some ladies have carved out 10 minutes in their car before they go in their house after getting home from work. Some of the ladies are carving 10 minutes of their day before they go to bed, like I said, or after they get ready for the day, 10 minutes before they get someplace. And so it's just a matter of centering yourself and finding the time where you're going to attach it to something else. The third step is right along this way, is when you're finding that time to commit every single day, that you attach it to a different habit. This is called anchoring or habit stacking. And a habit shouldn't be something that's based purely on motivation or fad or a temporary desire. It should be instilled into your life to the point where it becomes just a constant, just something you do. And this often means that there's not like a huge series of steps or things that you do, right? It's just committing to doing it forever. And in order to do that, tying it to something else in your day really helps, something that you're already good at. And so BJ Fogg, from his book, The Tiny Habits Concept, also puts it like this. And it's really just kind of the same thing. It's like taking small habit change and taking baby steps to build on it. So if you already have a habit that you have in place, so like after I get in my car for work, right, I will change into my workout clothes and walk for 10 minutes. After I brush my teeth at night, I will write down everything I ate for the day. After I take my kids to school, I will come home and clean up the house. That's something that I've been working on this last year. It's been super helpful. One thing that, after I, clean up the dishes, I will run the dishwasher. After I get my devotion done, I will sit down for 10 minutes and do my meditation. Or after I tuck my kids into bed, I will make sure I do something for myself, whatever it might be. But just that you kind of get the idea, right? Like simply find a habit you already do, something you do super consistent, and anchor the new behavior to that. Something we started doing with my kids a while ago was when I'm driving them to school, we say affirmations for them. So things like, I'm strong, I am confident, I can do hard things, right? Like I have them say those things as we're driving to school. Now I've noticed this year with my kids being a little bit more independent and kind of how morning routine is going, I'm not driving them to school as often. And so I need to find a new way to get that in, attach it to something different in our morning to make sure that they're still getting their affirmations in before they head to school. The fourth step is to take some baby steps, right? The danger of relying on motivation. Everyone's excited the first couple weeks. Everyone's excited about, being a part of something right away. But the danger of just relying on motivation is that it just doesn't form a new habit. You have to have a backup plan when you're really just not in the mood. So you have to have something that you're going to stick to and that it's going to create an automatic behavior for you. And so really just taking one step at a time, like I said, picking one thing, two things, very small, that will help you get going. I knew someone once that wanted to become a runner. And so this person was not a runner at all, actually quite heavy. Running was just extremely difficult, and even the motivation wasn't necessarily there. So she started super small in the sense that instead of, she got ready in the morning, she just put her tennis shoes on and walked around the house for a while. And then after a while she would, get ready for the day, put her tennis shoes on, and then she would just go outside and she would maybe walk around a little bit there. And eventually she's gotten such a good habit of every day she got up and she got her shoes on and she got outside that pretty soon she started taking walks around the block. And then she got a little bit farther and then she got a little bit faster. And it was just those small micro commitments to whatever was possible just to get time and energy into what you're doing. Another thing is, if you're trying to get in some personal development, is when are you just sitting in the quiet? Are you listening to a radio? Can you swap something? That's tip number 5. Can you swap something to get through it? So if I know that I can't find 10 more minutes in my day to get a personal development podcast in, maybe I swap those 10 minutes for something else. So while I'm driving in the car, taking my kids to school or driving to work or going someplace on a regular basis, I can listen to those podcasts at that point. Or if I know that it's going to take me 15 minutes to get ready in the morning, that's the perfect time to put my AirPods in and get ready myself and get some positive information going in my head at the same time. So making sure that it's not impossible to get something in. You are powerful, you are amazing, and you can get anything done if you set your mind to it. The next one I have for you is make a plan for obstacles, because everyone is going to have obstacles, right? We live in a 50-50 world, and there's things are not always going to be easy. Every new habit will have obstacles. And a large portion of, working through those kinds of things is finding the stumbling blocks and making a way around them, right? Getting around the stumbling blocks to find your success. So when you know in advance what your obstacles are going to be, you can take preventative action to overcome them. So some of the common examples might be something like time, pain, weather, space, costs, self-doubt, right? Think about those kinds of things, and you know that they're going to come, right? There won't be a day when there isn't something that goes wrong in it. But if you can kind of do some if-then planning, right, then you will be able to come up with some solutions and go around those roadblocks right away. So if I check the weather and it's raining, then I will work out at the gym instead. If I am not taking my kids to school, I will do it with them before they go out the door. If I don't have time for my project at the end of the day, I will start to wake up earlier in the morning to get things done. If I have a really bad day at work and don't feel like working out, I will still walk briskly for 15 minutes at night, or I will still push play for at least 5 minutes and see how it goes, right? There's just ways that you can come up with alternative plans to make sure that you have a plan B if plan A is not working out for you. Step 6 is to create accountability for yourself, right? This is what I really love about our virtual studio is that regardless of what we're working on, regardless of our theme is, we're really just helping each other stay accountable for life. Like I said, some women are in our studio, they're just working on their nutrition. Some women are in our studio just working on their confidence, getting stronger in mind and body and spirit. Some of them just need a community of support. And so being a part of our virtual studio is an amazing way to do so. Some of them are just wanting to have some friendships, some positive friendships that they get to choose in their life. Creating accountability for yourself really matters, and being a part of a group of people that are positive and uplifting and really just wanting the best for you is a great way for you to level up your life and create the accountability and the habits that you want to keep moving forward with. So when you're committed to something and it's being observed by others, you are more likely to stick to those routines and stick to those habits than any other time, right? So if you should have other people aware of things. That's why a lot of people keep things a secret, because they're afraid they're going to fail, because they don't want the judgment of other people. Well, this is a judgment-free zone here in our studio, but also when you think about when you put it out there, that just puts up another layer of accountability. You don't want to let other people down. And so by tracking your progress, we have habit trackers in our studio, working on accountability partners. I'm having our group of us pod up. So you're going to have an accountability buddy if I'm not right there with you. And then posting regular updates to our online community is a great habit to get involved. So every day people are posting their sweaty selfies, they're posting their food, they're posting about their podcast that they're listening to, they're posting about the habit that they're working on. One of the ladies in our group is going to be working on saving money. And so her habit is going to be not spending extra cash. And so she's going to be writing down her expenses in the day and writing down kind of the savings or the things that she's, how much she's accrued to have a savings for at the end. And so she's not going to be sharing numbers with us, but she's just simply going to share that she's done her activity for the day. And that's what she's there for. That's what she's working on. And so we can be there to help reinforce that we're there, that accountability buddy, to stay important or keeping the goal important in your life. And the last one I have for you is this is going to help you build a new identity. So repeating a habit on a daily basis is going to be committing you to living a different life. Like, we are the sum of our habits, right? So you can only go so far on your own. And so by doing this habit every single day, making it a part of your life and committing to a small action, doing it every single day, increasing the effort over time and overcoming the obstacles at your life, you are simply going to be doing it every single day. You're not going to have to think about it anymore. It's going to be part of your core identity. It's going to be part of who you are. Everyone knows now, since I've been doing this for the last 5 years, that I get up and work out in the morning. And I actually still get messages throughout the day if I don't post my workout or if I don't talk about what's going on. People from my studio, as well as just my following, right? They know and trust that I will be showing up, sharing some sort of motivation or showing how my day is going. And my workout is definitely a part of that day. So identifying the simple habits in your life that you can keep moving forward with, creating those simple habits with these simple steps that I've shared with you, and meeting the goals that you want to meet most by just changing and tweaking one little thing and getting really good at that one thing over a period of time It's definitely going to help you create new habits in your life, reinforce the behavior that makes you say, I am proud of who I am, and I'm the type of person who really enjoys blank XYZ, right? Follow it up on a daily basis. Eventually, your internal identity will match this daily routine, and you are going to have so many amazing habits that are going to change the course of your life and going to the direction that you want it to go. So I'm challenging you right here on the Choose to Rise podcast that you join us in the virtual studio. I'm choosing you. I'm challenging you to create your life experiences around the habits that you want in order to live the life that you want. If you're not happy with where you're at in a job, if you're not happy with where you're at in relationships, if you're not happy with your relationship with yourself, what are the small things that you can change on a daily basis that will help you redirect yourself going forward? And if you want to speed up your habit building process, I really encourage you to be a part of the virtual studio with us. Not only are we working on self-care, but I, as your coach, I, as your teammate, help and do life coaching with you as well. We meet one-on-one, we work through things, we create solutions where there might be struggles, and we really just work on being our absolute best self. So that's something that you're interested in. I would love to talk with you more about it and just be a part of the studio and a part of the team, working on our self-care and improving all areas of life. So if you have more interest in that, please let me know. If you love this podcast, please come back the rest of the month. We're going to be continuing to talk about habits. Next week, we're going to be talking about uninstalling poor habits, and then after that, reinstalling good habits, because habits are learned. And if you can learn them, you can unlearn them. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining with me today. Again, if you love this podcast, come back next time, hit subscribe, write us a rating and review, tell other people about Choose to Rise. It's super simple. Just click the 3 little dots, copy link, and send it to a friend, and tell more people about it. Again, if you're interested in joining our Rise and Fit studio, it's a virtual studio where we work on self-care, work on building bigger dreams and goals for ourselves, and just creating healthy habits that help us live as our absolute best self. Join us there. Shoot me an email at chooseyouriseup@gmail.com, and I can't wait to have you back here again next week.